But 4 minutes later at 1:43, this happened.
Alright chat, FIFA Pro is back. If you might not know who FIFA Pro is, get to know him, man. Man's not gonna tell you lot twice. Today's video, we're reacting to 7 disturbing videos captured on Ring doorbell cameras.
It's been a long year since I've done a Ring cameras video. And as it turns out, people are still creeps and a lot of—
Alright.
Don't say no dumb
Alright. How much?
Yo, but hypothetical situation.
Oh, for
Giving your girl back shots.
yeah.
You flip her over, be missionary. She does
Oh
that
my
face.
god.
She give you that face. What you
Oh
do?
my god. Oh my god. Quick one. You better knock that out, bro. Look at her face. Jesus.
Yeah, that's nah. I can't lie. How much?
That's nasty. If it wasn't for tonight, I'd probably just do it.
Oh yeah, AD.
If it wasn't tonight, it'll be free, bro.
I hear that one still.
If you man don't know, we've got 2 thick Latinas coming our way tonight, bro.
some new videos have surfaced. So
trolling.
let's look at some of them. This first video is a very real and grisly reminder that danger can be following you anywhere at any time, even to your front door. And it can be a lesson, especially for women, to be alert of your surroundings, especially before opening your front door.
Yeah, because this guy might be behind you. I seen that on camera.
You see nothing.
The hell? Even the baby's looking like, Mama, who that coming up? Mama, who that is?
Bro.
Thank God I was wearing a belly that day, innit? I would have been finished right now.
Damn, twin. Bro came with his mask.
He's taking it off.
As you just saw, a mother holding her infant daughter unknowingly leads a man to her front door and was mere seconds away from him getting inside. As the man approaches the driveway,
Bro, that was a
you
good
can
5
see him
seconds
pulling
before
up the
you
mask
touched the
over his
handle.
face to conceal his identity, clearly with premeditated intentions. As
Nah,
the
but
man
deep,
walks
bro.
up the driveway,
Deep. Bro came with a mask and a hat, bro. Not even just like a mask and a hat, bro. Like, you know when you're wearing a hat, it's like,
You're wearing a hat, you can already dodge cameras.
that's what I'm saying.
He said, nah, man's putting the belly on, I'm taking it further. Like, ¿qué pasa, vato? What's going on, Holmes? You know what I'm saying? Like, man did all of that, yeah? For the psychological reason to not be caught.
That's crazy. Like,
You gotta think about that out loud, though. Not in your, you gotta think about, you
but
gotta say it
deep
out loud.
Deep it. He wore the hat so that they can't match with his head shape, bro. You know what I'm trying to say, bro.
Oh
They
my! I can't lie.
You can't identify
You're a
his head shape.
genius.
That's what I'm saying.
Because even with these on, yeah, you can see the head shape.
Mom.
You know the head shape. If you put a hat on,
They can't even see the shape.
nah,
Saying,
what?
bro.
Nah, you're
the
smart,
daughter
you
takes
know?
notice to him as the mother is
'Cause look,
still
I can't see his
completely
head shape from
oblivious
this.
to the
That's what I'm
approaching
saying,
threat.
bro.
You can see the baby's
Luckily,
head
she
shape.
makes it
innit?
inside
Yeah,
and shuts the
bro.
door in time. She only realized what had just happened after looking through the terrifying
head
ring
shape.
footage. The woman made a report to the police as soon as she saw the footage, and what the police said was disturbing. There had been a series of reports of a brutal and violent rapist in the area who had been targeting women and
That's
children.
what they're calling me now?
It's suspected
Ew.
that he and this man were the same
I'm not,
person. No sane person leaves their house with a full face mask such as this one if they're not knowingly about to commit a serious crime and want to conceal.
Says who? I do that all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
bro.
like,
What if I
what?
mistakenly, like, I have a hypothetical situation now, like, one day you decided to go to the store, and obviously you live in the UK, so it's like, there's a lot of roadmen. So obviously, sometimes you have to take the different route. You have to
Yeah.
blend in, innit?
Yeah, I hear
So obviously,
that.
one day you're wearing a mask, and obviously through the mask, it's a bit difficult to see, innit? So obviously, you think that's your car, you go to the car, it's the same car, bro. Then you go to the house.
Their identity. The woman in the video just may have saved her and her child's life just by the skin of her teeth. If you're not convinced of
But
just
if I
how
blip,
often
I'm
this
wrong.
kind of thing
I'll
happens,
blip right
here's a
now,
similar
bro.
video. A young college-age looking girl is coming home, letting herself into her house.
College?
Not even 5 seconds after she enters the
Why
home,
you doing?
2
I wouldn't
large
have
men
said
step
either,
on the
but-
porch,
Nah.
and the one in front immediately tries to open the door.
Alright, so what's happening? You go inside the house. Okay, 14-year-old girl going inside her house. 14-year-old girl. Oh, she was gonna. Oh my god, she was gonna get touched. Oh my day, she was gonna get touched.
Bro, two of them. Really.
Oh, maybe. Wait, you think? No shot. They just at the wrong house, right?
That noise.
Wait, what?
Who's standing there?
Oh, because they're screaming, saying they're killing the police.
Some people think the men looked genuinely confused and may have had the wrong house. However,
were
the
so
short
drunk they had
window
the
of
wrong
time
house or
between the
something.
girl entering the house and the men stepping on the porch would have definitely allowed them to see the girl. You'd think anyone who just tries to open the door to a house surely must
Nah,
know
he
they
looked
have the right
suspicious trying to
house,
open it, I
or
can't
at the
lie.
very least know who lives in the house. It could also be argued that when the man turns to his friend behind him, he's making mention of the camera, and so he pretends to think he has the right house by sticking around and knocking, despite the odds.
That's something we would do.
That's what I'm saying. You have to act fast on your toes, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 10 toes type of thing. What do if your head was that bold? Would you let me slap it like every day? Every morning, we saying, "Morning, boys." It's like, oh nah, that's like disrespectful. I'm sorry.
Obvious screams from the girl inside
yeah, no,
as she
I'm
notices
sorry.
the men at the door. It seems they only
you
run
wake
off
up
after the
nowhere.
girl starts screaming, "We're calling the
Bold as
police."
Shadow.
So unlike the first video, there's no 100% proof of whether these guys had bad intentions or not.
That's what I'm saying.
Whether they were trying to grab the girl,
That's
or if they
game.
genuinely had the wrong house is up for debate, as there's no further info on this video.
Hey, hurry up,
If it
man.
is the
Next
second
clip, bro,
one,
before I turn
still,
you into my
everything
next
about the
clip.
men's actions is sketchy. In this video, on the other hand, what's going on couldn't be more clear. In the early morning hours on October 16th in Kent, Washington, a couple seen returning home.
In Kent, Washington.
The husband is seen unlocking the door, and seconds later, as the man's wife follows behind, she turns her head to a gun-wielding suspect chasing behind her. She acts quickly and runs inside, locking the front door. The suspect then spots the ring camera and hits it repeatedly with his gun, effectively breaking the device.
Yeah, that's some you see in Rush Hour. Yeah, I can't lie. These type
It's
of
at this
people are
time
just
that you
so
can notice a second man there as well. The couple spent their night at a casino, and for this reason, the wife believes the two men followed them home from the casino hoping to rob them of any of their winnings. Fortunately, they made it inside safely. The suspect with the gun was identified by police as 18-year-old Al Hussein Drameh, and he was arrested on October 26th. He faced multiple charges, including burglary in the first degree, and he pleaded not guilty to all of them.
Burger in the first degree.
With this fourth video, we move to something a little...
Do you know why he got caught?
Why?
Wasn't wearing a hat, bro. I'm saying, chat, bro.
Genius.
I'm
If he was
saying.
wearing a hat, they wouldn't have identified the head shape.
I'm saying it's head shape, bro.
And it throws off your whole height.
I'm saying, bro. You don't know if he's 8 inches, 9.
8 inches in, how about 9 inches in thick? How about loving? How about door?
more
Okay.
paranormal. This was caught on a TikToker named Nolan Brock's indoor Ring security camera while he was sleeping on the couch. At 1:39 in the morning, he's awoken to the pantry doors opening and some kind of cracks or bangs coming from either inside the pantry or from the doors themselves.
Okay,
No, D-
hold on. It's not fun,
D
though.
just
like-
there, just chilling.
He,
like.
he went. Hey, he's just watching. But chat, comment down below right now. What the f do you do in this situation?
Bro,
No, what do you do?
I'm going to bed.
You gotta go to bed, innit?
I'm going to bed.
That's not not
Respawn,
normal.
bro.
You gotta respawn
What
that
to
thing.
say?
With the fan running, the thought of it being a draft wasn't out of the question per se. He ignored it and tried to go back to sleep. But 4 minutes later at 1:43, this happened. One of the doors is aggressively yanked.
That's what it is. He has a cat. You seen the cat running, right? Now, stay with me now, chat. You see this cat running? Right? Oh, let me move cam just in case you lot didn't even peep game. Watch this. So the cat's running right down here. Watch this. Look, look, look. Meow, 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 meow. Cool. If it was a dog, the dog would have alerted him that someone was in the house already.
That's why you need a dog.
That's why you need a cat, or you need like a lion. So the lion's like, oh, I smell pussy, or I smell water pussy. And then that thing happens there. You know what I'm saying? Water.
One of the doors is aggressively yanked shut.
It looked like someone was inside.
And this officially removes any possibility of a draft being the cause of the doors moving. It's safe to assume he slept in his bed the rest of the night. This next video also comes from inside of a house instead of the front porch, and this one can play on one of the biggest fears of a lot of people, and that is someone lurking around your house as you sleep. In Wichita, Kansas, a family's Ring cameras captured some terrifying video footage of a stranger standing directly over sleeping 15-year-old Anaya Robinson at around 2:30 a.m. on a Friday night. This was the footage captured.
You gotta fake that you're sleeping, let him get close and start and just like with your dick.
But you know, like, this can actually happen to you. Like, this guy probably has happened to you. Like someone's gone like that to you.
Anaya,
Like in my house.
It might not be a stranger.
In my apartment. But I wake up with everything, so that I don't think that would happen.
That can happen. Like someone creeping, like.
Nah, can't happen.
I'm telling you, that can happen to anyone.
Shall I tell you why it can't happen to me?
Why?
Let me tell you let me tell you a story about my third leg. Now, when I was born, my third leg was so long that they had to cut half of it off. And in return, they hit a nerve ending that makes it so the tissue doesn't form anymore. So my wood is permanently stuck at 4 inches. It was 8 inches when I was born. They cut it down to 4, and they added in a fake tip. So it's like 4. It's like 5. I say it's like 5. How big? My tip's really like 1.5 inches. My tip is big. My tip is like 9 inches now. All right. Let's just prolong the story. That had nothing to do with anything that this video has to do with.
Why was I so locked in right there?
It's because you're weird.
said once she opened her eyes, she felt like she was in a scene from a horror movie, seeing somebody sitting over her, watching her that she didn't know. Anaya rushed to her mother Angel's room, screaming there's somebody in the house. And after being jolted awake, Angel made sure her 2-year-old daughter and Anaya were safe in a room before calling the police. Wichita police responded quickly, but the intruder was already
He had no business being there, but he was like, alright, like I might as well just troll now that I'm here, innit? Starts flickering the lights, looking at the camera, hey.
Bro, he's his free will.
That's what I'm saying. He really used 100% of his free will. I
on.
might do the same when you're sleeping.
It's likely the boy entered the house simply through the front door.
Might do the same when you're sleeping.
Word. What you wake up bold tomorrow?
Luckily, the Ring cameras clearly caught his face. And using this footage, the police acted on a tip and were able to arrest a 14-year-old boy whose name was not released. The boy faced aggravated burglary and theft charges. In November 2021, a woman reported on Twitter that a creepy-looking man had been standing outside of her apartment almost every night for an entire month. She included a few of the videos caught by her Ring camera, and it shows the man creepily standing there for extended periods of time, facing her door. At certain points, he can be heard speaking.
What the fuck?
But what he says is impossible to hear. The woman resorted to posting this on Twitter after her complaints to the police apparently fell on deaf ears.
He's just chilling for real.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not really doing much. I think he's just really like...
It was a few days after her initial post that she posted an update stating that her friends and family confronted the man, which seemingly got him to stop.
So it took you going to Twitter to get your friends and family to be involved. You couldn't just tell your friends and family and be like, yo, can one of you grown men in my family go sort this out?
It's crazy.
It took a whole Twitter thing, bro. That's disgusting behavior, bro.
Additionally, the post going viral prompted her building security to do an additional routine throughout the night. I can't seem to find her Twitter profile anymore, so there don't appear to be any updates on the matter.
dead.
And in this last video, an El Paso resident's ring camera catches what appears at first to be a woman in danger seeking help at their front door in the middle of the night. But this may be a much more sinister situation than that. At first, the woman appears to be in distress, possibly on the run from someone, crying and pleading for help. But things start getting suspicious when she hides anytime a car is approaching.
Nowhere knocks.
You know what it is? She's probably being picked, and she ran away from the owner. So now the owner's coming to collect.
That's a cold hiding spot.
Is she hiding from a specific person chasing after her? Or is she perhaps trying to not be seen from any passerbys?
She just looks fried.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's off her head. She's swayed or something, man. That's the swayed. How much? Yo, give it up, bro. Yeah, she's definitely like, I don't want to say the word. Okay, she's definitely
After the neighbor's driveway light turns on,
can we
the
speed
car's
this
headlights
up?
approach from the right, and she's seen casually walking away, presumably to get in that unseen car. Perhaps because her driver was growing paranoid that too much attention was being drawn, so they needed to leave.
She seems to hurry in the direction of the car.
Now you could say that's just a far-fetched theory of mine, but a month later, El Paso police arrested a woman who was charged with burglary of habitation. That woman was Krista Nicole Cordeaux.
Ew.
The woman in the video looks identical to the woman in this mugshot. The charge this woman faced is defined.
She got some lips though. Nah, my bugging or like she got some lips on her.
She looks like my nut.
I might.
As the act of entering any building illegally with the plan to do something serious, such as harming the owner, damaging property, or stealing. Suddenly, the prospect that this woman could have been trying to trick an unsuspecting person into opening their door doesn't seem so far-fetched. As always, keep your doors locked and be careful who you open them to.
That lie.
I'll go way better than that. But any other night, it might be a that thing.
Like yesterday night, maybe.
Tonight?
Nah. Get that out of here, twin.
Last week, 100%. Week before that, yeah. A week after I arrived here, yeah, 120% it would have been. Anyway, lads, you have no idea what we're talking about. I'm bold.